Larry. Thank you. We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calais Campbell on the stop. The headshots here are the offensive unit. And what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
I'm ready now for 2nd and 9. Now Jameis on 2nd down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not.
And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Delvin Breaux with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Jameis to throw it. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Going motion right, Snead. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Brought in left side by Snead. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Second down, Winston. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Let's meet the starters on the defensive side of the football for Arizona.
And let's talk about Robert Kimdichie, their first-round pick out of Mississippi. I still remember him coming out of high school. An absolute terror, maybe the best high school prospect in the nation. People look to see if his motor is going to run high all the time because when it does, he is something else.
We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
They come out here in the eye. Now a first carry for their fullback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a second down throw for Winston. It's caught left side by Cooks. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. On that catch, he's already eclipsed 100 yards here in the first quarter. Charles, he's on pace for over 400.
And playing with great confidence, isn't he? I think he probably had it coming into the game, and now that he's really come out of the gate this strongly, how'd you like to be in the huddle with him right now? You know he's demanding the football.
Me the ball.
And guess what? I throw it to him. He's having a fantastic game, and they haven't defended him yet.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. It's the fullback. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Get ready. 1-18. 1-18.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12, and it'll give the Cardinals a first down.
So this game's not very far along. He's already found the end zone once, and now he started this drive with another big gain, another first down run. I've got to wonder if I'm the defensive coordinator, what do I do in this situation? It's only the first quarter, but do I go ahead and sell out and try and slow him down and make him beat me another way? Because the risk is if I don't, he ends up having a monster game.
And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Under a minute to go, clock running at a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Time running out here on the play clock. Oh, barely. They snapped it at one. Now Palmer. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
Kenny Vaccaro is an excellent player. Can cover in the slot, but his best attributes, tackling people and rushing the quarterback.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Get ready. Blue 95. Blue 95.
On third down, Palmer. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time, and that'll bring up a fourth down. Here's Will Munday now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a third down and a yard to start things out. So still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Ready. Easy. Wait. Ready. Blue way.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And Thomas has it. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Ready.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. Sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Throwing again. Winston on 2nd and 10. Going up top. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. So after the interception, here's Palmer. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it's good enough for an Arizona first. Set to throw on first. Surveying the field. And his throw here's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Second down now after the incompletion. And the D looking like they may blitz.
Here we go. What? Nine. Ohio. Ohio. Flex round.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play, big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like 2 boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Wide 18. Wide 18. Regular. 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 Mirror. Mirror. Mirror.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to New Orleans after this.
Get ready. Blue 95.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here we go.
Now a handoff, Johnson, and he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Johnson running left, and for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Blue 58. Blue 58.
Now they'll throw it with Palmer. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Let's go. Let's go. Blue 50.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Palmer. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to cut it back left here. Cuts right. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson as the first half is winding down. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Cooks will come in motion right. Now a play fake here on first down. They shakes him off. He's going to launch this thing way down. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They go play action here on first down. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Now Palmer to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to let this one go deep. And this one is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings. And
it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now Palmer, and that is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's fourth down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
This is taken at about the 14. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. and they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, are almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Allen Bailey in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Will Munday now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League. That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it. Going motion right, Snead. 1st down, Winston. Brought in left side by Snead. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Second down, 9 yards to go. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Caught right side at Snead. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Play action now. Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Escaping the pressure right. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Give them 11 yards and time and a new set of downs. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Winston now from the 50. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Third and long for Winston. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Brissett now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football.
Come on, let's go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Play clock winding down. On the ground, this is Johnson. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And an alley to run. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. And Charles, the 2nd time today that he has hit pay dirt.
And once you score the first one, there's that natural tendency, and there's also that eagerness to get back there again. Oh, he smells it. This guy smelled the end zone, and twice he's gotten there.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Back to throw. It's caught. Nelson. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Mirror.
He's back to throw. He's got time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Sally 19. Sally 19. Get ready. Wide 18. Wide 18. Mirror.
They'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Let's go. Let's go.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, and such a close game, a very big one. Here's Palmer. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Right now, Blue 58.
Throwing now is Palmer. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Mirror. Get ready. Blue 95.
Now it's Palmer. And he comes back with one complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Sally 19. Let's go.
Here we go. It's Palmer on 4th down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Saints, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Arizona, despite the loss here, they're going to wind up with a very good 11-5 overall mark. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, hard-working men and women on and gone.